Interesting dilemma over in Group A as Equatorial Guinea and Ivory Coast duke it out to see who can go through as group winners, of course, over in the AFCON. What's going to go on? We're going to take a look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're for Equatorial Guinea up against Ivory Coast, of course, as both nations look to secure their last 16 berths. What will go on, of course, we'll take a little look in a second. Of course, if you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button back at the old things, AFCON related, Black and Rose related, World Football related. We're going here, boys. Under one Ruski. So far, so good for both of these two nations. In fact, actually not so far, so good for the host Ivory Coast. Slipped up against Nigeria, of course, and Equatorial Guinea come into this, of course, I think top of the charts over in the AFCON. We'll take a look at it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And, of course, let's take a deep dive into this one. That's right. It is Equatorial Guinea. It is Nigeria. It is, of course, coming at you this coming, when is it? Monday, January the 22nd, of course. All eyes on these. Both games, of course. Both games have got something to go on. But this one takes place at the Stade Olympique Alassane Ouattara. That's right. Of course, hosts Ivory Coast. In a bit of a pickle here, up against Equatorial Guinea, who have surprised us all so far with their results in this competition. But how did they get here? Of course, they did qualify as Group J runners-up back on the 17th of June 2023. It's their fourth tournament. They made it here last time out, 2021. Fourth place back in 2015. They could be looking at doing something just like that. Juan Micha, your manager there, Zan Kulo, your star man, 101 to go the distance. Might have a bit of egg on my face here. 101, of course, they would have gone the distance. And I predicted they would not make it out the group stages. But right now, they're doing just that, of course, with a draw against Nigeria, a monster win against Guinea-Bissau, which, of course, eliminated Guinea-Bissau. Set up this match against the hosts, of course, Ivory Coast, with a draw, which will put them above Ivory Coast no matter what. And, of course, we'll put them in a runners-up spot. We'll put them in the right opposition. They could still finish bottom or third in this group. But I would imagine they're going through to the last 16. So, fair play to them just now. But what about, of course, the squad? Take a look at the squad then. One between the sticks, Ndong, Coco, Obiang, and Akpo, Picoro, Manchin, Gannett, Salvador, Nsuti, and Miranda, of course, is some of the key players for Equatorial Guinea. What about the hosts at Ivory Coast? So, of course, had a bit of a bumpy start to their own tournament here, but they also qualified as Group H runners-up back in the 30th of January 2019. 25th tournament for them. 2021 was their last. They did win it in 1992 and in 2015. Jean-Louis Gasset is your manager, with Ousmane Doumbande as your star man. 7-1 to go the distance. Last 16 was my pick, and right now they are on course to get there. Of course, opening day win, 2-0 win against Guinea-Bissau. That was their must-not-lose game. Then, of course, they had a bit of a bump against the Super Eagles in, of course, one of the big, heavy-hitting matches in round 2. They did lose to Nigeria. Sets them up, though, for a match against Equatorial Guinea, which, of course, they not necessarily have to win, but, of course, a win will actually see them at least get a runners-up spot here and, of course, not compete in that discussion for the last, in the best third-place team. So, win. Basically, to improve your destiny, I think you've got to be in the first or second spot here to really have a good run at this competition as well. Take a look at the squad then, shall we? Got Fofana between the sticks. We've got the likes of Conan, Ndika, Diamande, Aurier, Fofana, Sangari, Kessie, of course, Adrenganga up there, Hala, and Diakante up top to name but a few. There's got a lot of quality players here in this one, and again, probably one of the top 5 squads in this competition. Quick look at the numbers between the two sides. They've played each other 3 times since 2012. We've got nothing for Equatorial Guinea, 2 wins to Ivory Coast. There has been 1 draw between these two sides. In fact, Equatorial Guinea got just 1 goal, of course, over the course of these 3 matches. 0.33 goals a game on average. Ivory Coast, though, 3-0 win the biggest, scoring 5 goals in total, scoring 1.67 goals a game on average. They're on to the 75% form, though. Ivory Coast just 1 defeat the last 6. However, Equatorial Guinea also on 75% form for them. However, defeatless in the last. Excuse me. Quick look at this last situation. They did play each other way back in January 2022. It was a 1-0 win for Ivory Coast. The bookies' odds on this one, though, we do have Equatorial Guinea at 9-1 for the victory. 11-4 is, of course, the draw. 3-1 is, of course, the draw. 11-4 is 0-away win. 3-1 is a draw, of course. But the public vote does have Ivory Coast coming at you at 70% of the vote. And, of course, Equatorial Guinea with just 14 right now. The draw is at 12. That's, of course, the public vote there. What about my own take on this one? Of course, Ivory Coast got it all to do here. I think Equatorial Guinea can play with a little less fear. They've got enough points, I feel, for a third place spot in the last 16. But they, if they want to really improve their chances, they'll go for this one. But I just feel that the Ivory Coast have got too much to lose as hosts, as one of the heavy hitters here. So I think they'll come out top with a 2-1 win to take the points and again move the chains and possibly challenge for that #1 spot. That's of course my take on this game. Let me know your thoughts and opinions as we look forward to this game and of course entering into the last 16. But until then, subscribe. Catch you later for the next one. But until then, we're done.